Hello, 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 everyone out there in podcast land. My name is Russell Hebetz, and I am here with my co-host Colin McCallan. Colin, say hello to everyone.
Hello to everyone.
We are here for another fresh episode of Is This Legal? So today, we're recording at the beginning of October. Last time, Colin, I think we talked about the fall. Like right now, I feel like fall keeps extending because it keeps getting warmer.
We're kind of past pumpkin spice early season, and now we're heading into Halloween Walmart season.
I feel like we're right in the middle of pumpkin spice, like peak pumpkin
You think
spice
so?
season
Okay,
right
it's
now.
still
I got some pumpkin spice cookies the other day.
Oh, okay. How were they?
They're delicious. My wife does not care for them.
Oh.
She's like, "Why do you always get sweets that I don't like?"
Who made them? Whose cookies didn't she like? Let's give a shout out to that person.
I don't even. They were, if they were homemade,
Let's get
that would be
awkward.
sweet. Yeah, they were not.
Well, yeah. Happy pre-Halloween, everybody.
Exactly.
It's also horror movie season too. I know a lot of people who they start buckling down and watching horror movies at this time.
Well, and that's a really good transition, Colin, because on today's episode, we're going to be talking about a dismembered body that was found in the trunk of a car.
Yes.
I mean,
this is a grisly one.
Right off the pages of a horror movie, right? So this is a grisly one. Colin, we're talking about a guy named David Anthony Burke.
Right.
He is a fairly famous, like a moderately famous artist.
Right.
He goes by the name of D4vd.
Right, like the 4 is kind of like an A.
An A.
Like
So it
looks like David. Look, we're going to keep things simple on this show. We don't want you to get confused. So obviously, for the rest of the show, we're going to refer to this guy as D4vd Anthony Burke.
He apparently goes by, he says it is pronounced David, but D4vd is also an acceptable pronunciation.
Okay, fair enough. I think we'll still stick with David. Who is David?
I'm going to stick with D4vd.
You do what you need to do.
Like, come on. So he's an artist who does kind of a blend of hip hop, R&B, rap. It's kind of a fusion artist. He blew up on TikTok in 2022 with the song "Romantic Homicide."
Yeah. That song has 189 million views just on YouTube.
Right.
And that doesn't include TikTok. That doesn't include other streaming platforms. I mean, this is a huge song.
Huge song. TikTok is where he blew up on. So,
right.
Massive. This got him signed to Interscope Records. It got him opening for SZA.
20 years old. This is a young kid.
Yeah, and this started when he was 18, right?
Yep.
17 or 18. Yeah. Maybe even been 17.
We're no mathematicians here, but
so all of a sudden he's sitting like front row of the Paris fashion show. Like he was catapulted into the limelight from this song and started making a lot of money. But that stopped abruptly, like screeching halt, Colin. When
slam the brakes.
You cannot.
You just struck an immovable object.
You cannot stop more quickly than this stopped. On September 8th of this year, the remains of a 14-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas were found in the trunk of a Tesla that was registered to D4vd.
Now, does it actually say D4vd on his registration? Or do you think he went by David Anthony Burke on the registration?
I mean, if I were him, I would certainly have my license plate be D4vd.
Right, obviously.
But the registration, I assume it was David Anthony Burke, but who knows?
Okay, well, that was a pretty big bombshell. We don't need to spend any more time on the name. I think what I just heard you say is that on September 8th, a 14-year-old girl was found deceased and dismembered in the back of a Tesla registered to this artist.
In the front of a Tesla, right?
Oh, the front. That's right. They have the frunk.
The front trunk. So she was in the frunk.
Yeah.
She had been decomposing. At the time of death was estimated to be several weeks prior. This car was just sitting, kind of parked, abandoned in the Hollywood Hills outside of LA for weeks. They interviewed neighbors, and they said, "Yep, it's been there for weeks at least prior." It got impounded.
It got ticketed a couple times in early September. Yeah. So remember, I think what I saw was that the body was discovered on September 8th, and like on maybe the 3rd or the 5th, they started slapping citations on it, and then it was impounded shortly after. And
yeah, I think it was impounded on the 5th. I'm sorry, on the 3rd, because 5 days after impound,
Got it.
There was obviously a smell. You
Yep.
know, the body was in plastic bags. That's not going to keep out the odor of a decomposing human body. So that's why they eventually, you know, there was workers at the impound lot called the police, said there's a really funky smell coming from this car, and she was discovered.
Right. So case is being handled by the Los Angeles Police Department Homicide Unit. There have been no arrests in this case, Russ.
Not only have there been no arrests, there haven't been any suspects named.
Yeah. There is criminal activity, I should say investigative activity surrounding David. I mean, first of all, they've executed a warrant.
You talking about D4vd?
I am.
Okay.
Same guy.
Just want to make sure.
They executed a search warrant in his home. They seized his computers. I'm sure there was a ton of stuff they took. According to reports out there, David has been cooperative. He has not been obstructionist. He has not been, I guess he's been forthcoming with information. And let's talk now a little bit about who this girl is, Russ. Is this just some random person who was missing, or is this someone known to our friend David 4vd? I'm just going to mix it up now.
D4vd.
Right.
It took him a while to ID the body because there was such advanced decomposition. I think it took him like 2 weeks to identify the body. But this was not someone who was unknown to him. This was a 14-year-old, as we said, her name was Celeste Rivas. She, according to her mother, had been dating a man named David, presumably the same person. Now, the police have interviewed his friends. The friends of his thought that they knew her, they had met her multiple times. They thought she was a 19-year-old USC student.
Right.
So they had seen her at age-restricted venues. She apparently had multiple fake IDs. So she was holding herself out, especially when she was with him, as 19, not 14. And they apparently met when she was 12.
Right.
So this relationship, whatever it was, had been going on certainly when she was a minor and when she was a young minor.
Russ, what do we know about tattoos that were found on this body that was recovered by the police?
Yeah, this is a bad look for what we were just talking about when you have someone who is potentially dating and having a sexual potentially relationship with a minor. They both had tattoos, matching tattoos on their fingers, and the tattoos said shh.
Like SH, yeah. Okay.
SHHH.
Wow.
Like,
matching tattoos on the same like the same finger?
Yeah.
Presumably?
I think presumably the same finger. I know they were each on the finger.
Okay.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, hey, 12-year-old, don't say anything about, what's going on here, is the implication.
And remember, the song that we're talking about, it hit TikTok in 2022, so this would have been around the time where his career's starting to blow up, that they are romantically involved here.
Yes, and that's when she was 12.
Right.
And again, we're speculating on romantically involved. The mom said she was dating a guy named David.
Well, of course, this is the point in the show where we need to just give our disclaimer and say that so far there are no suspects here. We're not saying anybody did anything. This is all alleged. This is all an investigation. We're just talking about what's out there, though. And really, there's a lot out there.
There's a lot
on this case.
Well, and we're talking about potential statutory rape,
Right.
right? Which is not being investigated.
Right.
Right. And largely not being investigated because there's not really a witness to it.
Right. Well, and we'll see. I mean, these days, who knows what they're going to find via forensic evidence between their communications. I mean, obviously, these people were in communication.
Right.
All of that stuff is going to be certainly relevant to the homicide investigation, as well as you mentioned possible sexual assault.
Yeah.
Statutory rape. That part of the investigation as well is going to be looked at very closely.
And that's a really interesting point that bears kind of stressing, because if police are investigating a crime, let's say a homicide, and they uncover evidence of a different crime, they generally are going to pursue that.
Right.
Right? So, for example, you get a search warrant of your house for drugs, and then they find a bloody knife and evidence of a murder, they're going to pursue the murder.
Right.
Right? So they executed a search warrant for D4vd's house. They seized. I love that name.
I almost want to call
DVD.
it direct to DVD.
I mean,
Direct to DVD.
We can call them whatever we want.
You know, us Gen X guys, we still know what DVD players are.
right.
Remember direct to DVD? The movie was so bad it can't be in theaters. We're just going to get it direct on DVD.
Yeah, right.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle 2. I believe I have that direct on DVD.
Yeah, because the first one was great.
Oh, the first one was unbelievable.
Yeah, anyone out there, if you haven't seen Harold
Yeah.
and Kumar Go to White Castle,
Neil
check it out.
Patrick Harris was one of the best cameos of all time.
Dude, Neil Patrick Harris has some great comedic roles.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Like
phenomenal.
Doogie Howser, MD. I laughed.
There's one that he did that was not famous at all, and it was short. Dr. Terrible.
Doctor
Horrible.
Dr. Horrible. It has a longer title.
It has a longer title, but it starts with Dr. Horrible.
Yeah, listeners, if you know what we're talking about, write us in and let us know because it's right on the.
hysterical.
Yeah, that's a funny
It's
movie.
a funny movie.
Okay, where are we now?
I totally lost my train of thought.
Let's go here, Russ. Why hasn't this guy been arrested yet? I mean, because we just recapped this thing, and
Yeah.
if I understand the facts as we know them, a 14-year-old girl that
Yeah.
this guy was romantically involved with, it was known to D4 direct-to-video DVD. This person is found in a car, registered to him,
Yeah.
decomposed and dismembered,
Yeah.
and he has not been arrested yet.
Yeah.
Russ, what is going on?
There is a very good reason, and it honestly makes perfect sense that no one has been arrested. At this point in time, the police, the authorities don't even know that this was a homicide, right? What they know is there are very obvious charges as they pertain to how you handle a body, right?
Like you're talking about what can they prove in terms of how this body got there? What can they prove in terms of?
Here's what I'm saying. Like, it is a crime to put a dead body in a car
Sure.
and keep it there.
Of course it is.
That's a standalone crime.
Right.
That is not a homicide. If someone is just dead, someone dies, and you just put them in the car, that doesn't mean you're a murderer, right? So we don't know.
I don't understand though how this hasn't been classified as a homicide yet. You've got a dismembered body in the back of a car. I mean, maybe we're just talking about that the police are just not rushing to judgment on this, but this is clearly going to be a homicide, right?
I don't know that. What if she overdosed? Right? What if it was an accidental overdose?
Okay, you're saying what if she? Okay, now I see what
Like,
you're saying.
there
She
can
might
be
have been killed. She might have been dead before her body was dismembered and moved.
Yes, exactly.
And you're also saying that she might have been killed by one person. She may have been moved by another person.
We don't know. She may have died in an accidental hit and run. Maybe she got hit by a car. Maybe she had a congenital heart defect and she died. We have no idea. Like, that's the point.
Okay.
We don't know it was a homicide.
And honestly, to further your point a little bit more, because I agree with what you're saying, even if we know it was a homicide, even though we know she was murdered, which certainly seems likely,
Right.
we don't know who had access to that car.
Correct.
You know, and we kind of know that a lot of these hip hop stars just have lots of people around them at all times. They have entourages, they have people, they have agents, they have bodyguards, they have just teams of people all around them who probably, I don't even know if this guy drives his car anywhere anymore. Like,
So a lot of witnesses, you're saying, like potential alibi witnesses?
I'm saying that just because we have his car doesn't mean that we have direct-to-video
Doing anything.
Doing anything, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, let's look at something super basic that you and I know a lot about. We get calls on this all the time. People get into hit-and-run accidents where they strike another car and they flee.
Yeah.
And the police try and track these things down, and maybe they're even able to get a license plate. That doesn't mean that they're going to issue a citation because they still have to prove that the named person who is registered, is like the registered owner, was actually behind the wheel,
driving
who committed
the
the car.
car.
So they might not prosecute a case where they have the car, the license plate, maybe even a partial description, but if they can't prove like who the
was
driver
driving.
is, that case isn't going forward. That's just a simple example to illustrate the difficulty that the police have here. I mean, think of the people that go in and out of your car on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Or on a
Right.
weekly basis, I should say. And that could be a lot of people if you've ever lent your car to somebody.
Right. Yeah, it turns out that happens sometimes. Here's another thing that we're waiting on, time of death. We know it's multiple weeks just because of the stage of decomposition, but D4vd was on tour. When the body was discovered, he was on stage or about to go on stage in Minnesota, I think.
Right.
He was on tour for weeks prior. So now we're talking alibi, right? Because if he was in a different state, and to your point earlier, there's a lot of people around when you're on tour. People would know if he flies back to LA for a day to commit a murder and then comes back. There's going to be a gap in his schedule right there. So depending on when the timing of this death is, he may have a really good alibi where, hey, I have 2,000 people who are watching me perform who can say, I wasn't there.
Right. Well, I think that's something that favors him, Russ, because a guy that famous, a guy blowing up this big, how often does a person like that have alone time of any sort?
Yeah.
You know? Like you're getting to a level of fame where you just can't like walk down the street without people stopping you and not knowing who you are.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
he was on his way to that.
I don't know. You and I didn't know exactly who this guy was, but our kids certainly knew who he was.
Right.
I heard about this from my son. You heard about it from your kids too, right?
Right. I did.
So, I don't know. This seems that might be something that plays in his defense. So.
Yeah. So at this point, we're gonna still talk about his music, his marketing, which is just. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, wait till you guys hear the lyrics to Romantic Holiday, Romantic Homicide.
I mean,
not Holiday, Romantic Homicide.
Homicide, which again, we talk about not being a good look. This stuff is not a good look, and we're going to talk about how it will play or could play into any potential prosecution. First, let's take a break and play Is This Legal?
Let's do it. We'll be right back. And now, Russ, it is time to play Is This Legal?
Let's do it. For anyone out there who hasn't played before, this is where we give you a legal scenario, and you decide how the justice of the peace should decide the case.
That's right.
So today we're going back as oft we do to our good friend Jebediah. We're not going Cornelius today. Cornelius, he gets
a week off. Yeah,
exactly.
No royalties for him this week.
Everyone deserves a week off,
I
say. Yeah, so hopefully enjoy yourself.
I don't know.
Cornelius.
I think he fights crime in his spare time, though. Like he's
not taking the downtime.
No. I think he works 7 days a week.
He's probably just on the hot on the trail of Black Bart.
Yeah, but in any event, go ahead.
All right. So thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
So Jebediah decides to give up his moonshine business and look for legitimate work. Probably just sick of Cornelius breathing down his throat all the time.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
His parents happen to run a bed and breakfast. His dad, by the way, is named Ezekiel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, great. New character. Ezekiel. Good.
Ezekiel. Yeah. I don't know what his mom's name is.
Okay.
We'll
Fair
come
enough.
up with that later. But they run a bed and breakfast, and they tell him they'll leave him the house and business when one of them passes away.
Oh, okay. That's something.
Now, Colin, there's no written contract supporting this, but Jebediah embraces the opportunity. He moves to the property. He invests $50,000, his entire life savings, into the property. He starts advertising the bed and breakfast, and they grow more customers. After 10 years, Jebediah's parents inform him they're actually going to sell the B&B and they're not going to gift it to him at all.
Wow.
Yoink.
Wow.
Yoink.
That's no good. That's going to make Thanksgiving awkward.
That for sure, yeah. So Jebediah, he gets his on-again girlfriend, Myrtle, gets her on the case, and she files...
Lawyer extraordinaire.
Yep, lawyer extraordinaire. She files a civil suit against the parents demanding that his interest in the business prevents them from selling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The parents' lawyers ask for the case to be dismissed outright because there was never a contract in place to enforce. What
remember
are
you
you trying
saying
to
that.
enforce?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No contract.
Yep.
What should the justice of the peace do?
Wow. That's good. Well, first of all, Ezekiel. I don't think up to now Ezekiel's never made an appearance here. Is this his debut?
This is his debut.
All right.
Yeah.
He sounds kind of like a jerk. To be honest,
he does. But I mean, it's within his legal rights. Maybe
is it? I don't know.
That's the question, right? By the way, your hair today is looking on point.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you'd notice anything different.
Anyone listening, you can't see, but Colin's hair just primo today.
Your hair, if I may say so myself, is excellent.
Yeah, awesome.
You're starting to go just a little white, actually.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some flecks of it's not gray. I would say it's white.
I feel like I look distinguished, though. All right, I think that's enough time for the people to make their call.
Yeah.
So, Colin, what is the answer?
Well, before we answer, I'm curious if some of our really sharp-minded folks out there identified what we're talking about, because another interesting phrase we're going to be using, this is the doctrine of promissory estoppel. Did any of you guys figure that one out? I'd be amazed if you did.
Yeah, well, there could be some lawyers out there.
Yeah.
It would almost have to be law students.
Right, exactly. I don't think I've seen that phrase since law school.
Yeah.
But this is what promissory estoppel does. It allows for the enforcement of a promise, kind of, if it's the right thing to do. You know, if basically someone makes a promise to someone and certain elements are met, that promise can be enforced even without a contract.
Yeah.
Let me go into it in a little bit more detail. So, promissory estoppel, the legal doctrine of promissory estoppel allows a party to enforce a promise if a clear and definite promise was made.
1.
If the promisor should reasonably expect the promisee to rely on it.
2.
If the promisee does indeed rely on it to their detriment.
Similar to 2, but different.
And 4, injustice can be avoided by enforcing. Injustice can only be avoided by enforcing the promise.
All right, there you go. So this case, this seems like it hits all the prongs.
It does. We know. So we have a clear promise. Yep. That's undisputed. The parents
said, "I'll give it to you."
They made that promise, and there's no disputing that. Foreseeable reliance, I mean, he went and moved to the property, he invested into the property, he advertised for the property, ran it for 10 years.
He did rely on it.
So that goes to the third prong as well, actual reliance. He did all of those things and relied on the idea that he would inherit this B&B. And number 4, the fourth prong, injustice can only be avoided by enforcing the promise.
There it is.
So the court
Jebediah, you win.
Yeah, the court could probably say, well, look, we're enforcing the promise. Parents, you can't sell it. You have to gift it to Jebediah as originally intended, or you have to pay Jebediah damages for any loss that he incurred relying on the promise.
Right, any equitable resolution. So make him whole, either enforce it or pay him back, and then probably pay him interest and maybe pay him some other equitable income.
Something to make it right. Yeah.
Right.
So this is an equitable remedy under the law. That's what we call it. We're on the estoppels, man. I think we did collateral estoppel, maybe last one or the one before it. But so we're hitting all these Latin terms.
All the estoppels.
Yeah. So Jebediah wins. How'd you guys do at home? Did you get this one? There's always plenty of opportunity in the future.
Yeah. Don't despair.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to get right back to our regularly scheduled programming. That'll do it for today's Is This Legal? Until next time. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you had a good time playing Is This Legal? So as we kind of teased, we're talking about a hip-hop artist here, and this guy has a body of work now. Probably most significant is this song that we've been talking about called Romantic Homicide. You should check the song out. It's on YouTube. You can download it. I'll tell you right now, I like the song a lot, Russ. It's not my usual genre, but I think it's great.
It's catchy. Like I just listened to it like maybe twice for this, and I found myself humming it.
Yeah,
afterwards. It's catchy.
I understand why it has 189 million views.
Yeah.
But I think we need to dive into the lyrical content, because if I am an investigator and I am zeroing in on direct-to-DVD here, I'm licking my chops, Russ, when I see the lyrical content in this song. Can we talk about it?
Yeah. I mean, the lyrics on it do not play well at all for someone who is a potential suspect in a homicide case. he is there's two different kind of verses here, but like the worst verse is him singing, "In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it."
Yeah, another verse, "In the back of my mind, you died. I didn't even cry, not a single tear." You talk, and in the video, the music video, again, this is worth the 2 minutes to check it out. It's a short song. But the imagery is basically direct-to-DVD video in a tuxedo with his eyes blindfolded, where he is seemingly murdering his bride,
has
just murdered his bride on his wedding night. Like his bride is laying in a bed completely bloodied.
Yeah.
And there's imagery of knives and cutting instruments and stuff like this all around the video. And again, we're talking about obviously a homicide, a romantic homicide, if you will.
Right. And he leaned into this, like because this was his first big song in 2022. He leaned into this for his marketing. He has merch where it is just blood splattered shirts as his merch. He has another song, Colin, what was it called? One More Dance, where he did a video. In that one, he's again wearing a blood-splattered shirt, and it actually has scenes in the music video of a body, it's actually him in this one, but a body being dragged and put in the trunk of a car. Like, it is way too close to home for what happened in this case.
So the question that I pose to you then, Russ, kind of going back to our prosecutor friend who might be looking into this guy, who might be thinking of charging him. Can the prosecutor use the evidence in this video? The fact that he's basically, using his art to talk about murdering your loved one when he is accused of murdering his loved one.
Yeah, I mean, this is what like TikTok, the internet is going nuts over right now. Like, this is why this case has really blown up, is because of the parallels between his art and the allegations in this case.
The boundary between the art and the artist.
Right.
Ever fine, right?
Right, exactly. So, I mean, if you're the prosecutor, you can say a couple things. You're saying, this is akin to a confession. Anything someone says can be used against them. This is something he said. I'm going to use it against him because this is exactly what I'm alleging happened in this case, right? It could come in as modus operandi, right? This is how he operates. This is how he thinks. This makes it more likely that he's going to kill his girlfriend and put her in the trunk of a car, right? So those are all the reasons why the prosecution would be saying, yeah, I think we maybe can use this, and this is evidence of guilt. This has happened before, right?
Yes.
You looked up, another hip-hop artist?
Yes. I was kind of curious if in recent years there's been an example of an artist whose art has been used against him. I did find something similar. It's not totally on point, but there was a rapper by the name of TK. Who apparently wrote a song called Let's Race or something like that. And the content of that song was used to prosecute him for attempting to flee the police, apparently.
Okay.
And it actually was admissible against him. Yeah.
And that's what the song was about.
Yeah. Now, go on. But this is a rare thing, Russ. I mean, we should talk about this, because what's the defense going to say?
The defense is first going to say, as to this case, like this case was different from OKTK. Right? Because OKTK was specifically about his fleeing from police, which actually happened. Romantic homicide came out in 2022. All right, that was prior to this murder, if it was a murder, certainly this death.
Right.
So now you're predating it, so it can't be a confession.
Right. And let's talk for a minute. This might be a good time to talk law. That's what we do. Yeah. We need to look at Rule 403, which is a rule of evidence. It's a federal rule of evidence, a state rule of evidence in most jurisdictions. But this is the relevance statute. This is the statute that governs what is relevant evidence in a prosecution, what is irrelevant evidence. In other words, what's staying out.
Yeah.
So there's an analysis that the court will have to go through. And the first couple of prongs are pretty simple. First of all, in order to be a relevant fact, the evidence in question, so we'll call this song or music video, the evidence has to relate to a material fact in the case.
Yeah, and it has. I happen to have my handy dandy law book that
look at that.
lawyers are known for, and I have. So you're talking.
I've got
about,
mine memorized. I've got it memorized. So I just go
you're
right
a
up
better
here.
lawyer.
Well,
I mean, clearly.
I'm glad you said it. I'm sick of saying it.
So this is talking about Rule 401, which leads up to 403. So that talks about what's relevant. So the definition of relevant evidence in a criminal case is evidence having any tendency to make the existence of any fact that's of consequence to the determination of the action more probable or less probable than it would be without that evidence.
Yep.
So, I mean, a lot of big fancy lawyer words, but it's essentially what you said. Does this evidence relate to something that has to be proven in the case?
Right. But the analysis doesn't end there.
Does not.
And there's one more prong that the defense is really going to be kind of waving at the judge here. And it's this third prong, which is even if the evidence is relevant, the judge has to make a decision about whether the probative value of that evidence is substantially outweighed by the prejudicial effect of admitting the evidence in.
So let's break that down to common language.
Right. In this case, we're talking about, again, the song or the content of the song that purports to say he wants to kill his partner in order to prove that he wanted to kill his partner. So the defense attorney is going to say, this is completely unfairly prejudicial.
Right.
To D4 direct video, David, because first of all, there's no nexus at all. Like you said, the song was written in 2022. We're talking about something that happened three years later. We're talking about a person's First Amendment speech, Russ. We're talking about, if you think of all of the songs that have ever been written in any genre, rap, hip hop, rock, metal, there are tons of examples of humans talking about doing horrible, horrible things to other humans.
Yeah.
So why aren't we running out and arresting all of these artists?
Right.
It's because obviously...
Yeah, it's not probative. Right. So probative means likely to prove something. Right. And so in this case, from the defense, it's not probative at all. Right, not remotely probative, and it's extremely prejudicial.
Right,
like you start putting images that he used for marketing. This is what he used to sell records, to sell swag, to sell T-shirts, to make money.
And consumers, by the way, were eating it up. Yeah. Think about that for a second. Does he have a crazed fan out there who kind of embraced this imagery and maybe took it too far and is making it look like direct-to-video was involved with this thing?
Like that is absolutely possible. Like right now, it is so early. Like I am not convinced that he did this. Now, certainly he's the prime suspect.
Yeah, right. None of this looks good.
Although LAPD didn't, he's still not a suspect according to LAPD.
He did cancel his entire tour. Remember, this guy's in the middle of a world tour. Canceled the whole thing. I mean, that's not a huge surprise, guilty or innocent, frankly.
Right.
But he's obviously taken this seriously. This is what he's focused on.
Yeah, but it is, especially once we start getting more information about the timing, but to your point, like he does have very intense fans. Like you can look at the comments, he has very intense fans. And to be frank, there's a lot of mentally unstable people out there.
Yes.
You know, we see it in our practice. Like there's no lack of people with mental health issues out there. And is it tough to envision someone just going off the deep end and being obsessed with him and potentially finding out that he dated or has dated Celeste and killing her and then saying, I'm going to put her in his car just like he put a body in his car in his music video?
Right.
That's possible, right? So at this point...
And this is the LAPD homicide unit. This is not going to be the first time they've dealt with a high-profile case. And, again, one advantage I think that the police have is that this guy is not going to be able to flee anywhere. I mean, this is a person who's...
He's well known.
Right, he's well known, he's famous.
He's not like Diddy famous, so I feel like...
I think he's famous enough, though, where fleeing would be an impossible task.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'll say there. Like, this guy has no choice. What I'm saying is this guy's not going anywhere. They can take their time with their investigation to run down all this stuff. The last thing they want to do is act too fast with a trigger finger and arrest this guy without the evidence just because it looks bad in the media.
You don't want to be Linda Stanley.
Right.
right? You don't want to jump the gun and then have your case fall out from under
Exactly.
you.
Yep. Many lessons of that, that these guys are probably paying attention to.
Yeah, but just going back to, for a minute, just to kind of put a cap on like his marketing, his lyrics, his videos, like I don't think any of that stuff should come in. I think that all of that is way too prejudicial. I think there's First Amendment issues at stake. This is, he's done interviews about where the concept came from, and the concept is not, this is based on my personal experience, right? Mm-hmm. This is clearly, it preceded it, it predated it. Like, this is him leaning into marketing, this is his song. So I would think that a judge probably is going to keep that stuff out.
Here's what a judge could do, though, Russ, and I could see this. I think I generally agree with that, but judges hate to get appealed.
Yeah.
And they generally are supposed to allow evidence in and have the lawyers kind of use cross-examination as a tool to vet the effectiveness of that evidence. Honestly, I could see a judge, Russ, saying, you know what, I'm going to let it in. This is relevant. I understand it's prejudicial, but it's not substantially prejudicial to where, the probative value shouldn't be sought. And your attorney, direct to DVD, can cross-examine the police or whoever else is purporting to say, oh, look, we have a music video that shows that this guy, did what he wanted to do. Oh, really? You could have a field day of cross-examination showing how ludicrous that theory is.
You absolutely could.
And to your point, just because someone makes a video like he did does not mean he is a serial killer or a killer in any way, shape, or form.
So there you have it, folks. This episode's way too early for a prediction. I predict that all evidence of his music, of his marketing, of his videos stays out. Colin, on the other side of the fence.
Oh, I'm not predicting that.
You just did.
I said the judge could do something different.
All right,
but fine, I'll predict it.
Go on the record.
I'll go on the record. I'm not afraid of you.
Put your money where your mouth is, Your Honor. You are a judge in this episode, so maybe I should be.
Right.
I should be the one quaking in my boots.
Right. Well, I'm going to hold you in contempt then, and you're going to jail.
I'm out of here.
You're out of here.
All right. Well, Colin,
I actually think we are out of here. Although we got to get to, I think. We got to get to something a little bit funnier, a little bit lighter, a little bit more stupid than the matter at hand, right?
Let's do it. I think it's your turn.
It is time for
D-C-O-T, Dumb Joe,
the Dumb Criminal of the Week. Russ, it's my turn today.
It's your turn. What do you have for us?
We are going international. Jolly old England.
Jolly old England.
Yes. Here's what we got today, Russ. Daniel Graham, age 39, from Carlisle, England, and Adam Carruthers, I actually don't know where he was, but where he's from, don't care. But they were hanging out at a place called Northumberland, England, one evening.
Sounds very English.
Yeah, it does. Well, that would make sense because they were in England.
Ah.
So they had a few pints and were looking for something to do for fun. And, looks like they saw a big tree in the middle of a meadow, and they were like, you know what would be super fun? Let's cut that thing down. So they went and got a chainsaw, and one of them filmed the other while they used the chainsaw to cut the tree down in all of 3 minutes flat, Russ. Pretty quick work. They even took a piece of the tree home. It's kind of like a little trophy, and they went home and continued on with their evening and had a good old time. Russ, the problem for Daniel and for Adam is that this was no ordinary tree that they cut down. This was the world famous sycamore gap tree. This tree had been growing famously in a dip in Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland for more than 150 years before it was cut down.
Oh my God.
The value of this tree had been estimated at more than 620,000 pounds. Now, I have a question about that. How do you value a tree? It's not like you can move it or sell it. I don't know where that figure comes from.
There's experts in this.
But, that's like $1 million home.
Don't ask me. I don't know how to value trees.
The tree, a little bit more about this tree. It found global fame after after being featured in a scene of the 1991 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, was that with Kevin Costner?
And Mary Elizabeth Mastriano. Do you remember her?
I don't.
Oof, man.
She was something to see.
She was something to see.
Okay.
I had a little bit of a crush on
Did you?
on MEM.
Yeah.
Good movie though. Good Robin Hood.
Yeah. I remember it. I liked it. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I saw it a few times.
Go see Dr. Horrible first.
yeah. We'll have to find that. Yeah, Dr. Horrible. So there's one little positive note, Russ. The people who recovered the tree when they found that it had been cut down, they were able to, I guess, cut parts of the tree and plant saplings. So this tree has begotten 49 saplings that they have distributed to various charitable organizations for regrowth. So
there's some rebirth in it.
Yeah, but back to Graham and Carruthers, Russ. So these guys got convicted for destruction of property. 4 years in prison.
Wow.
4 years for cutting down this tree.
I mean,
they got
English do not mess around with their, sacred spaces, icons. Yeah.
No. So that's our DCOTW. These guys, I guess they were merely just kind of local hooligans before they decided to branch out into crime.
I mean, Colin, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there was not a lot of sympathy for them in the community.
Honestly, I kind of think they should have gotten a lesser sentence. I heard the tree kind of deserved it. Everybody around the tree said it always acted a little shady. Anyway, that's the story of these two guys. So 1 out of 5 knuckleheads, Russ.
I mean, I hate what they did. And
they apparently did not know that the tree was famous. It's not like they knew about this tree.
Okay.
Apparently, this is just these are a couple of guys who are like, hey, let's cut a tree down.
They just saw this.
Look at this big tree.
This is a big tree. Let's cut it down.
Yeah.
I mean, that almost makes it stupider.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna and cutting down a tree is not fun. Like, that's not what I do for kicks.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go I guess using a
chainsaws are fun.
Chainsaws are.
And alcohol is fun. And alcohol and chainsaws are fun.
Okay. Well, now you're selling me
Right.
here. Do you want to get a chainsaw?
What are you doing tomorrow night?
Let's go cut something down.
I think it's where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I'm talked into it.
I'm gonna give him a 4. I'm gonna give him a 4, and I guess I'm gonna take 1 off because they didn't realize they were cutting down this iconic tree that's well known.
4.5 for me.
Yeah.
I'll give him a half point off for that. But pretty darn stupid. So I guess the lesson to be learned here is, just don't cut down trees when you don't know anything about them.
Cut down your own trees.
Yeah.
Like, you want to cut down a tree, go in your backyard and cut down a tree. That's fine.
Yeah. And make sure you wear the proper safety equipment.
Make sure it doesn't fall on your neighbor's house.
Right. We've seen those videos.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we're going to call that an episode. If you would like to reach out to us, and we've been getting a lot of folks who are doing that, we appreciate it. You can find us in several ways. You can email us at denvercrimelaw, all one word, at gmail.com. You can find us on our Facebook page at Hebbets McAllen. You can find us on X. Are we still calling it Twitter? Whatever, Twitter, X.
Yeah.
Is This Legal Pod.
Blue Sky, we're on there.
Oh yeah, and you can text us if you go to where you get your podcasts. There's a way you can just send us a text.
And while you're
in the description.
While you're there, hit that 5-star review for us, and like it if this ends up being a video.
Ooh. Did you just tease something there, Russ?
I may have.
Are we coming to video one of these days? Are we direct to DVD one of these days?
Direct to the internet. We're skipping DVD.
Okay,
so
we're
not following D4vd's footsteps.
Is this legal video? Interesting. All right, we'll keep an eye out for that. All right, we'll see you guys next time on Is This Legal?